Hey, it's Bruce from Nature Calls, and I'm out here with my new Hornet 2-person ultralight semi-freestanding tent. This is about as light as you can go. They do have an elite version, which is like 4 ounces lighter, but this is 2 pounds 6 ounces all in with the bag and the stakes and everything. It's 1 pound 14 ounces without all that out, the trail weight. But it's very lightweight fabrics. Just lightweight everything, not a lot of clips, minimal on the poles. It's at the semi-freestanding situation. So let's do a setup and I'll kind of talk my way through it. Nemo has come up with a great marketing where they call it the Divvy system, divide and conquer. And really all it is that little thing right there. So what you do to divide it, like any tent, you take the tent and you take the poles. I got all the poles and stuff wrapped up inside, but it's the poles. You give someone the poles and the stakes and they put it in their backpack, and then you take this and you tighten that up and make it smaller. It's great marketing, but it's really kind of silly. To roll it on out. This is the way I do things. I have it all wrapped up in one. So that wouldn't really do the Divvy system, but that would be the Divvy bag. You give that to somebody and then you put this all in the tent. Now, before I set it up, one of the key things to keep the weight down is the material they use. And so this bathtub floor, or their floor fabric, is 15 denier. So that's really pretty light. That's about what sleeping bags were made of a couple years, or about 5-10 years ago. The upper fabric is made out of 10 denier, and the rainfly is 10 denier. So that's about the same as today's modern sleeping bags. Now they're getting to 7 denier. So it's just lighter and lighter and lighter. And I know that they have an elite version of this tent, and you gain like maybe 4 ounces of lost weight, and it's made out of that 7 denier. So you're really looking at pretty thin fabric. I know, it does, most people that do these use a footprint, which there again, that's just kind of defeating the purpose of trying to be ultralight. But when you're playing that ultralight game, every little bit counts, and so they'll make everything just a little bit shorter, a few less clips, lighter weight zippers, but this is still probably the lightest semi-freestanding tent out there. And it's really, Nemo's a good company. So let's go ahead and lay this on out. And they have your basic MSR groundhog style. They're nice though, I like their design. So they've got a big face here that's a little more flat. It's actually kind of a nice design. Now they do use the DAC Featherlite poles. This is their greens too, so that means they use ecological or whatever. They're nicer to the environment. They do give you a little pole sleeve if you break your poles, but they are a one set hub design. They're pretty small, so it's probably at least 6 millimeter, if it says on here. It does not say how big these are, but they're again to save weight. Okay. Now in the semi-freestanding, so the 2 poles will go to the head of it, and then the single pole will come down here at the foot end. Now they have these things, I think they're called jack clips. So you stick the little ball in there and snap it down. So that's how that poles on this end go that way. The pull on that end goes that way. There's that wing system. So it's just pretty Pretty nice plastic, I would assume. Just clip it on. So you're just gaining a little bit of volume. Just add the few clips. So here's where they've have less weight again. So most tents, don't want to twist it. Like most tents I have would have another clip there, another clip there. So there's definitely, you know, the least clips. Each one weighs, I guess, something. Now here we have, so that is its freestanding mode. And yeah, you can use it in a freestanding mode if that's what you want to do. But these semi-freestanding, now is where you have to use stakes. What we're going to do is add a stake, and then that'll pull that out. And it has a little carbon stay right there that will help bring your feet up. Just draw that out. Here we have, this is that semi-freestanding design. Not bad. Walk around. Very nice. Get in there in a second. So here, this is where that tendonier. I do love tents that have this upper where you can be in your tent and change your clothes and have be able to see, not be able to see you. Then they put the white mesh out here, which, you know, I'm neither here nor there. It gives a little bit more opaqueness. But up here on the top is the black. So like if you're wanting to do stargazing, then you can, it's easier to see the stars. Another thing, so like this is why I got this tent. This whole bug net had been just let loose because the stitching is also very light. You need to stitch a little bit more there. But so I got this tent for not very much money, and then I just had to stitch this back window back on. But the stitching, it's nice stitching, but this fabric is so light and everything's so light, and they're using light thread. So you know, you're getting, you know, if you're going to play that game of super lightweight, you know, you're going to get into that kind of situation. Not that, you know, that may have just been this one, but you know, this kind of tent's going to need a lot of extra care. Probably one of the coolest features is this little white pocket up here. They put white fabric inside here, and you put your headlamp or a light in here, and the whole thing kind of glows. So you get a real nice light system on the inside. That's you know, it's simple, but it's a great way to do it. So one thing with a lot of these, you know, backpacking tents is they try to increase the volume out this way. So you'll see the crossbars come out, and that's the like the Tiger Wall. I did a review on the Tiger Wall. So they had a little bit more room out here because they had a longer crossbar, and they actually had it down a little bit. So it brought this out a little bit further. And then you have other tents where it's really important to bring it way out, so you have these vertical walls. Nemo, of course, is trying to get the lightest tent out there, so they brought everything in. So that's just, you know, it's 36 inches high. You know, this is just a minimal ultralight tent, and that's what you're getting. Now, being a two-person, it has a door on each side, which is pretty much a requirement for me. I don't love the front doors, the single door. It definitely has, you know, nice zippers, D-door zipper. You can roll that on back, tie it back. Yeah, that's nice. If you had a single, the one-person version, it would just have one door and one vestibule. So very nice. Yeah, let's see what we got. Oh yeah, this floor is so light. Okay, so I'm 6 feet tall, and I've got a few inches on that end. So you might be able to get away with 6'3", 6'4", maybe. It's also wider at the top. I think it's 53 inches. So your sleep mats can be 25 inches at the head end, but then it tapers down to something like 45 at the feet. So you're gonna have to have a tapered set, and you're gonna have to have your head on both ends. So it's kind of typical of these ultralight tents. It was very good. I do love this little pocket here for your light. All right, let's put the rainfly on. So on the head end, there's no adjusting. You have this little clip, and that clips onto that jack hook right there. So on the foot end, you slip that over your stake, and then you have your adjusters. Very good. For the vestibules, you can have a little line lock to adjust your vestibule out. Very nice. Look, push that in so I can show you. It's real nice. A lot of this is designed to have good ventilation. So the more you can have it open, the better. Now they've also brought this more opaque stuff up higher, and then they've cut away the rainfly. So I would have this one on the leeward side, or the rain hitting that end if you're in rain. But you're getting a lot of nice airflow. You can see the catenary cuts. So they've done a lot to increase that airflow. So there's probably no condensation at all when those conditions. I haven't been in those conditions yet, but definitely want to pull this out with a guy line. If you don't, those come in. This will just increase the airflow. Okay. Roll that on back. It's got the usual, it's actually when you've got the internal pullout to add volume, that decreases your space for your backpack. But if all you have is just your backpack, which an ultralight backpacking, that's all you have basically out here, maybe your shoes. You wouldn't have a lot of stuff in your backpack. Your cook system and all that would be in a bear bag, so that would be out of your tent. So the only thing you'd have in your tent is your sleeping bag, your sleep mat, your headlamp, maybe your wallet. So X clothes maybe, but you're not having a lot. So that does decrease, but that could definitely hold a pack, an ultralight pack. Now, if you do use the rainfly, you can get some volume. They've got a little leash here with a mitten hook on it. And you can, when you stake out your vestibule, you'll get some more volume with that. That's a nice little touch. All right, so there you have it, the Nemo Hornet. They have their lighter version called the Hornet Elite. Basically the same thing. They use much lighter fabrics, and they use a little bit more mosquito netting. But if you want to play that, so if you want to play that ultralight game and win, basically, that's what the Nemo Hornet's done. And the Elites took it all the way to the edge. I think you're not going to be finding a lot less weight, because they're using the lightest fabrics, the smallest footprint, the smallest volume. It'd be hard to beat this tent. So definitely take really good care of it. If you think you're going to be on anything other than like a nice soft grassy surface, probably a footprint would be good, at least polycryo, if not something stronger. So that's light stuff. So, all right, this will be part of this year's, put it in the roundup of tents that I'm going to be using this year. And thanks for watching. See you out on the trail. Bye now.